Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 video. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Philadelphia Eagles, but with the new addition of Myles Jack and Zach Cunningham. I don't know how they're able to get Myles Jack and Zach Cunningham, considering that this team just signed Jalen Hurts to a massive contract in real life. But hey, I'm not going to complain, and I don't think Eagles fans are either. Definitely needing to fill in this slot ever since TJ Edwards left the Bears. I think it was definitely a position of need. Dean is a pretty good linebacker in my opinion. Obviously, they got all the Georgia players in Jalen Carter, Keely Ringo, Dean as well. A lot of great players on this team, but before I move into any other part of the video, I would just like to say on my previous video, we got over 60 likes, so I know on this video, we can definitely hit 70 likes, so make sure you like and or subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are getting close to 9,000 subscribers, and soon enough, we will be at 10,000 subscribers, so if we can get 70 likes, I would definitely appreciate that, and I'll probably do a Yannick Ngakoue Bears rebuild next because he just got signed to them. But as soon as I saw this, I wanted to make a video about it, but you guys are probably seeing it the day after. But anyways, this is what we got overall for the team. Jalen Hurts, obviously coming off an amazing year. A lot of people argue he should have been the Madden cover, but Madden, of course, wants more than just 1 year of consistent production, of amazing production, so that's probably why Josh Allen got chosen. But Jalen Hurts would have been a good candidate too, but he's, of course, going to have an amazing season. DeAndre Swift was a great bring-in. I believe they only traded a 5th round pick for him. Rashad Penny as a backup, and then they got Trey Sermon, who I honestly forgot about because of injury. AJ Brown, Quez Watkins, and Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith, I swore he had superstar dev, but I guess not. Dallas Goedert, amazing offensive line. Literally, the Eagles are at their peak right now. I mean, I guess without CJ Gardner-Johnson, you can argue otherwise. They brought in Terrell Edmonds. I'm gonna move Greedy Williams to free safety. He's 6'2", 185. 185 is a little bit small for a safety, but he is 6'2", so he definitely has that height factor, and I don't need a DB4 there, because honestly, in Madden, after DB3s, you really don't need them. Where is Keely Ringo? I guess he's just pushed down the depth chart, or the AI might have cut him because this is the beginning of the season. Jalen Carter, I'm going to move to... I'm honestly going to move him above Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis just because I want these younger guys to get in the production. Fletcher Cox isn't going to be here much longer. He's an 81 superstar, I know that, but I just don't necessarily need him, especially with the depths with Mario Williams and Milton Williams, my bad, not Mario Williams, Milton Williams as well. I don't need him, and I know in real life, of course, the Eagles love their defensive line depth. Huge, stacked defensive line, especially with Hassan Reddick coming off the edge, but he's going to stay at left outside linebacker, but a specialist is going to be rush left end, and I'll keep that there. I'm going to have Jalen Carter be rush defensive tackle because I do want him to win Rookie of the Year, but I think it was a great bring-in to get Myles Jack and Zach Cunningham with a weaker linebacking core. It wasn't a horrible one, but it definitely wasn't the best, so I think superstar Myles Jack will definitely help that as well. In the next Madden, he'll probably only be a star dev, but anyways, apart from that, let's move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-2 top the division. Can kind of see that in real life. I don't see the Giants being 1-6, but we're going to see the scouting national focus. I think I am going to do... Man, honestly, this team is stacked everywhere. Now that I think about it, we really don't need anything. What's a position that's going to be gone after I have to pay it for a minute? Brandon Graham's going to be gone, but I have Hassan Reddick. Honestly, maybe linebacker would still not be a bad option, so I can kick people out to outside linebacker and then move Hassan Reddick officially down to defensive end, because he does play on the edge in real life, so it wouldn't be unrealistic to move him down to defensive end. Jason Kelce, he's coming back for another year in real life. He will probably retire in Madden Simulation. I want him back for the rest of the rebuild, 3-year deal. We'll see how he does from there. Brandon Graham, I just don't need. The D-line is so stacked in Madden. Yes, in real life, yes, they have a rotation, but in Madden, it's a different story. I don't necessarily need him. Fletcher Cox, exact same situation. Rashad Penny wouldn't be bad depth. Running back 2s aren't bad, but I'm not willing to pay him $5 million a year to be here. He's not that valuable, especially since I have to pay Jalen Hurts a massive contract. Terrell Edmonds, I wouldn't mind for honestly the rest of the rebuild. This is a cheap contract. I wouldn't mind him at all. So he's going to stay. Greedy Williams, same case, super cheap contract. He's young. He has star dev. I want him back. Zacchaeus, I don't need. Dan Arnold, I don't need. I think in Madden Simulation, Jalen Hurts hasn't been paid, so I will make sure to give him a huge contract whenever the time does come. But anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, going 13-4 top of the division, coming off a loss to the Giants. It was actually a blowout, but considering we have the first round bye, I'm pretty sure the Eagles did not care. Stats and awards, let's see what we got. First round bye, Jalen Hurts, definitely that's got to be league MVP. Number 1 offense in the NFL. What? He got snubbed again. Well, not snubbed. Last year he had a great year. Patrick Mahomes definitely deserved it last year, but how did Patrick Mahomes have a better year? Is it the interceptions? Yeah, 17 interceptions is ridiculous. Okay, that makes sense now. That's actually fair. 5,100 yards, 43 touchdowns, despite having 17 interceptions, still a 101 pass rating. An amazing year despite all of that. Rushing-wise, DeAndre Swift, 9 touchdowns, 3.7 per carry isn't that good. 1,000 yards. A.J. Brown, 108 receptions, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, 7 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Quez Watkins, 1 yard shy from 1,000 yards season, 10 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert, not really doing amazing, but not bad for a tight end. Defensively, Myles Jack, 130 tackles. That was a great signing. Tackles for a loss, 19 for Jalen Carter. Sacks, 18.5 for Hassan Reddick is amazing. Josh Sweat with 12.5. I mean, Jalen Carter with 19 tackles for a loss and 5 sacks in his rookie year is amazing. 3 interceptions for Darius Slay. Safeties, 1 for Jalen Carter as well. 0 defensive touchdowns. Jalen Carter is going crazy in simulation. Hopefully he'll do the same in real life for the Eagles. Let's see what we got in the divisional round. See if we can beat them to move on to the next round. Ooh, the Cowboys are stupid in simulation. So we might lose here. They're 12-5. We get home field advantage. Will that mean anything in Madden? It will. 37-31 here to face the San Francisco 49ers. They're here for their revenge. Let's see if we can beat them to go to the Super Bowl in year number 1. Here we are against the San Francisco 49ers. It is a 3-0 start. Wow, huge run at 14-3. Wow, they are back for their revenge. They're not playing around with their offense this time. 17-17 right now. Into the second half, 17-17 as well. 24-17, 31-17, separating this large gap. Yeah, it's kind of how last year's game went. It was like, oh, it was a close race for a little bit, and then the Eagles just started putting on the gas, and it was game over. But no, Niners had a good game there. Very, very high-scoring game, 31-48. As we're going to be moving on to the Super Bowl, bro had 6 touchdowns. Okay, that's probably a conference championship record. 6 touchdowns in one game and almost 500 yards. Crazy, crazy game for Jalen Hurts. And the Bills were finally able to get past the Chiefs in the playoffs, so they are here to face us in the Super Bowl. Let's see what we got for the team upgrades. Offensively, we look the exact same. That is quite unfortunate. Defensively, what do we have? Jalen Carter not getting X Factor. I feel like he should after his amazing rookie season. Did he get Rookie of the Year? He did not get Rookie of the Year. That is quite unfortunate. Having 19 tackles for a loss and 5 sacks, I guess, doesn't do the trick. Greedy Williams gets superstar after signing him to such a cheap contract. That's an amazing, amazing start for him. And also, hold up. You're telling me Hassan Reddick last year had 22.5 sacks? Wait, was it 22.5 sacks? I must be tripping. He had the most sacks last year, and he just had 18.5 sacks, and he's not getting superstar dev? You must be tripping, bro. I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. If you want to cry in the comments and say, oh, well, you're cheating, I don't care. He had 18.5 sacks, more than worthy of superstar dev, if not X Factor. But let's see if we can beat the Bills in year number 1 to win the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Buffalo Bills. 7-0 start for the Bills. Offense not really kicking it in right now. 14-0. Offense needs to step up. Finally getting a touchdown here. 17-7, 2-score game for the Bills right now. 14-17 at halftime. Okay, still 1-score game. Come on. Offense has to step up. The defense is doing their job. 17-17, tied game once again. Dude, offense, you got to wake up and do something here. Overtime, 20-17. No, just the offense wasn't clicking. The defense holding the other team to 20 points is good, but going from 6 touchdowns in the previous game, arguably the Niners have the best defense in the league, to 1 touchdown. See, our defense held Josh Allen to 0 touchdowns and to 2 interceptions. Jalen Hurts folded this game. 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions is very... 21 passer rating. If you took the ball and spiked it into the ground 40 times in a row and finished the game with 0 passing yards, 0 completions, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, your passer rating would be a 39.6 like Marcus Mariota's right here. He had a 21. That is atrociously bad. That is very, very bad. Jalen Hurts got a rushing touchdown, though. Still, he had a horrible game. That's the reason why we lost. 34% completion percentage is unacceptable. Let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is. Your Super Bowl MVP is Matt Milano. Very defensive game here. Patrick Mahomes wins another league MVP back-to-back. Nick Bosa wins Defensive Player of the Year. And Nick Sirianni, the head coach, wins the Coach of the Year, which is nice, but it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day for us because it really doesn't even give him more franchise staff points, which doesn't really make sense. But let's move into the re-sign players. In the NFC East, nobody retires. I'm glad that Jason Kelce did not retire because a lot of the time in simulation, he will retire. Anyone else here that I want? Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox wouldn't be bad. I mean, they really didn't regress that much. I don't necessarily need them, and I have 85 million, but at the same time, like, this isn't bad depth. In real life, the Eagles like depth. They want to be here. If they didn't want to be here, I'd let them go. I don't want the rest of these guys, and I think Jalen Hurts' contract in Madden for some reason isn't kicking in, or is it just not updated? If it's just not updated at all, we just pay him a fat contract next time it pops up. I think it's just not updated. Yeah, it's not updated at all. But I'll pay him a fat contract in the next season, so I'm going to skip out on free agency because I know I have to pay Jalen Hurts big-time money because it would be realistic because he got a big-time contract in real life. So let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up middle linebacker Marcus Barnes out of UCF. Only normal dev, 91 speed, extreme athlete, A hit power, B pursuit, B zone coverage, B tackle. He looks really good. I'm going to move him to right outside linebacker. Hopefully he can get rookie of the year and get an upped development trait. So this is the team after the draft. I selected this guy Jeremiah Byrd in the second round. He's a 74, but having no dev really sucks, especially for offensive linemen because it's really hard to get a dev up. You have to win offensive lineman of the year to get a development upgrade, which is crazy in my eyes. But anyways, the rest of the team basically the same as the previous year. I'm going to take Barnes, 73 overall is a good overall, especially since he's a rookie here. I definitely want him to get a bunch of reps so that way he can get rookie of the year and potentially get star dev for this team. So can I make him a specialist on my team? I can. I'm going to make him the starting sub linebacker even though Myles Jack is better just so that way he can get star dev. But of course, Myles Jack is still going to be the starting middle linebacker. Fletcher Cox is third in rotation for my defensive tackles. I'm fine with the D-line the way it is. We basically have the same team as last year. I think it's a little bit better on the linebacking core. A little bit better just because of our first round pick. But anyways, let's move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-1 atop the division above the 5-2 Cowboys. We could lose that here if we lose to the Giants in this week, but the scouting national focus, man, I really don't need anything. This team is so stacked from the get-go that it's not even really much of a rebuild, especially since we did it in the first year. James Bradbury is getting old, and I don't want to have to pay my DBs. Probably I won't have to pay Avonte Maddox. I'm probably going to have to let him go. So I will do Scouting National Focus DB. Jalen Hurts, massive contract in real life, so I'm going to give him one in Madden. I mean, he's getting paid, what? Around 50 million, 55 a year. This is about accurate. I'm not going to go into the huge depths. I won't have the money to afford it, technically. So do I do that? Because I technically don't have the money to afford this at all if I do this contract. So I guess I'm just going to have to go in and do it myself. Yeah, because I'm going to have to look up the real contract details because I will actually have to do this here. Let me look it up. So 255 million total. That may not be the specifics of the contract, but it's 5 years. Don't care. It's 255 million in total. And we're going to give him that. He's off. And we're negative 18 million. We're going to lose a lot of players here. Yeah, we're going to lose a lot of players. Just going to have to deal with it. That's part of having a big contract for QB. Won't be able to do anything about it. I scouted the national scouting focus was DB. Maybe I should do halfback because I am going to lose DeAndre Swift. He hasn't really been doing crazy, but we need to win a Super Bowl, and now is the time. So let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 13-4, basically the exact same thing as last year, except the Giants are in the playoffs this time. I don't think the Commanders were the last time, but 13-4, top the division, except we don't have a first-round bye. Barkley went for 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. Dude went crazy. Definitely getting his incentive pay. 99 overall X Factor. He's literally the entire Giants offense. I don't know why there was controversy on re-signing him there. Yes, he has an injury, but just make the contract incentive based if it's that big of a deal. Jalen Hurts, amazing year. Is that MVP this time? It is. He gets MVP this time, finally. Fourth best offense in the NFL. Probably lowered his interceptions by quite a bit from last year. Second best defense. Yeah. Huge difference. Way better than last year. I'd much rather have a little bit less touchdowns and a little bit less yards with significantly less interceptions. 10 less interceptions, 43 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, and Devin Ramsey apparently got a touchdown as well. Backup quarterback. But 110 pass rating is amazing rushing-wise. DeAndre Swift, 12 touchdowns, 4.3 per carry, 1,200 yards. Significant improvement from the previous year. I won't be able to re-sign him. Jalen Hurts also with 10 rushing touchdowns. Dude's going crazy. Receiving-wise, A.J. Brown, 122 receptions, almost 1,700 yards. 15 touchdowns is an amazing year. Devontae Smith, only 4 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Quez Watkins, 977, 9 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert, 8 touchdowns, 688 yards. Very good year. Myles Jack, 110 tackles. He continues to be great for the team. 16 tackles for a loss for Jalen Carter. Sacks, 16 for Hassan Reddick, 11 for Josh Sweat, 10 for Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter will definitely take the place of Fletcher Cox real quick, as he didn't really have the best year, but again, he was a third string, so it really doesn't matter. Myles Jack putting in real work on these stats right here. Interceptions, 4 for Terrell Edmonds. Hopefully that gives him star dev. That would help a lot. 0 safeties and 1 defensive touchdown. But anyways, apart from that, let's see if we can beat the Giants in the wild card. Hopefully there's no upset here. We're 7 overalls higher than them, so it should be a sweep. And we beat them 21-17. Here to face the Green Bay Packers, and we are 8 overalls higher than them. So again, it should be a sweep, but probably won't be. It is a sweep. Well, not a sweep. We win by a touchdown. And the Niners are here for their revenge for the 3rd year in a row, being 15-2, but this time they get the home field advantage. We're 2 overalls higher. That won't make too much of a difference, but hopefully it will at the end of the day. Hopefully we can beat them, but let's move into the conference championship. Here we are against the San Francisco 49ers, 7-7 start. This time their home territory is 14-7 right now. Offense is clicking like they did last year. We had 6 touchdowns on these guys last year. Seems like that's not going to change as it's 28-7, 28-10. Yeah, defense holding out well. Offense is performing even better, dude. 42-10, 42-17. Just a sweep again. They can't do anything against them. It doesn't matter. And 4 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts puts 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 136 pass rating, 300 yards. Another amazing game. Not as amazing as the previous year, but still another amazing game for Jalen with another touchdown as well. So 5 total touchdowns, and it was 1 rushing attempt. Dude's crazy. He's so broken. So broken. But hopefully he doesn't choke it like he did in the last Super Bowl. So this is the Eagles' 3rd year in a row in the Super Bowl, and we're facing the Bills again. Please do not have a terrible game with a 26 pass rating again. Any offensive upgrades from what I see? No, Bird is already up to a 79. That's surprising for an offensive lineman with no dev. Honestly, DeAndre Swift deserves to have superstar. Does he? I mean, it was a good season, but it wasn't like anything stellar. Jalen Carter gets X Factor. That's awesome to see for the future. Barnes gets star dev. That's exactly what I wanted. Terrell Edmonds also gets star dev. That's another amazing, amazing development upgrade. The defense is going crazy, especially with Jalen Carter. He's really flourished. But let's see if we can beat the Bills and get our revenge on them to finally get a win after 3 years in a row being in the Super Bowl. Come on, Jalen Hurts. You got to start out with the big one. 3-0 for the Bills. Offense got stood up, and they got stood up again. Okay, and they got stood up again. They were on the goal line there. 10-0. There we go. 7-10 right now. 7-10. Defensive game once again. 14-10. First lead. Okay, 14-7. 21-20. Come on. 28-20. Still a 1-score game. We stopped them. Let's go. Defense came in clutch, holding the Bills to 20 points again, but this time our offense actually prevails as we are going to win the Super Bowl 28-20 against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, having a lot better game with 119 pass rating, 2 touchdowns to 1 interceptions. Any touchdowns? 2 for DeAndre Swift, but he only had 2.8 per carry, so I guess it was just a goal line eater. But yeah, very good game for Jalen Hurts, 119 pass rating. He's probably going to get the Super Bowl MVP, if not maybe Jalen Carter. After 3 Super Bowls in a row, your Philadelphia Eagles finally win another Super Bowl here as they win their 2nd Super Bowl, I believe. Is this their 2nd Super Bowl? Yeah, 2-time Super Bowl champion. They've won 5 conference championships. Jalen Hurts is your Super Bowl MVP and your league MVP. That is nice to see for him. And your Offensive Player of the Year. They usually don't give MVP and Offensive Player of the Year to the same person. I guess in Madden they don't care. But anyways, we've already seen the team upgrades. There's no reason to look at them. Let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, Jason Kelce and Brandon Graham both take the wise decision of retiring on top with a Super Bowl win. Honestly, if I won a Super Bowl and I was really old and I was like in my 30s, I would just, yeah, that'd be raps for me. DeAndre Swift had a really good year with us. He wants to be here. I want him back on the team too. He's an 87 overall. He had 4.3 average. Fletcher Cox, again, I wouldn't mind having back. If he has interest with the team, I would not mind if we have the cap room. Quez Watkins doesn't want to be here, and I probably wouldn't pay him anyways. $13 million, that's not enough to really do anything in free agency, so I'm just going to skip out on it and move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up another defensive tackle just to stack out this D-line even more because the Eagles love to do it. He looked amazing. Only normal dev is pissing me off. I always pick normal dev first rounds, but I hit in later rounds. A play rec, A tackle. He was a great athlete. B power moves, B awareness. Yeah, I'm stacking out my defensive line even more. I don't care. I'm probably going to move someone to the edge. Yeah, I'm probably going to move, Hassan Reddick to left end. But as of right now, this guy, Travis Younger, he looks pretty good. He's going to fit in with our scheme. And with my second round pick, I'm picking up defensive back Dimitri Hillman out of Ohio State, 90 speed, 93 acceleration, hidden dev. This is what I'm talking about. I missed in the first round, but I always hit in the second round. He's got B zone coverage, B press, A tackle, F stamina. I don't care about. He shouldn't have for F stamina for a DB, not in general, but hidden dev, he looks great. In the third round, I'm picking up left guard Emmett Gallagher. He's going to move into center, 6'5", 311, hidden development, 87 strength. He's going to replace Jason Kelce. A pass block, A pass blocking power, obviously, pass block archetype. He's going to be the replacement. Now, this is the team after the draft. I'm going to take Gallagher and move him, of course, as I said before, out of Alabama into inside to the center position for us. With Jason Kelce gone, that significantly lowers our overall, which hurts us in simulation. We went from an 88 to, we went from a 91 to an 88. It says our defense is an 85. I highly doubt that. Really doubt that. Still, the O-line is looking good. I don't like that this guy, Kenny Graham, is our wide receiver 3. That's not going to cut it for me. I think we have a little bit of money. I can potentially snag someone in free agency, maybe a veteran or something like that, just for a limited time. Traquan Smith, that would be a perfect slot for us to replace Quez Watkins. Is Quez Watkins even here? Oh, yeah, he is here. Okay, I could have re-signed Quez Watkins, but who cares? Quez Watkins didn't want to be here. He had negative interest with us, so I'm not even going to worry about that. And I also have to cut one player as well, so I am going to see what I got here. It is going to be not that guy. I drafted him in like the 5th round. I'm going to cut that receiver since we signed another receiver. So this is going to be the new team now, and I'm going to move Hassan Reddick down to left end. We've already won a Super Bowl and appeared in one as well. I'm going to move Hassan Reddick. Looks like the AI got this guy named Smith, Nolan Smith. It was, Nolan Smith out of Georgia. It wasn't the AI that got him. They got him in real life. I just didn't acknowledge him because we had so much depth on the D-line. Do I move Nolan Smith to outside linebacker? Goodwin, though. Goodwin has star dev. Nolan Smith, sorry, bud. You're just gonna stay in rotation forever because I keep drafting defensive linemen. Can't do anything. Goodwin... Nathan Goodwin out of Syracuse, I did not draft you, but sure, you have star dev or better, it works for me. We're going to rock out with that. Hillman's a 75 overall. I like to see that. Younger is a 72, just no dev, really, really sucks. And yeah, the rest of the team looks really good. I'm not going to reassign Fletcher Cox after this year since I have Younger. And yeah, Hassan Reddick. Dude, the team looks crazy. I don't know how this defense is only an 85 overall. I guess because our outside linebackers aren't developed, and I guess our safeties aren't that developed either. But hopefully Hillman's pretty good. 75 overall starting out's pretty good. He's going to be my starting slot, so hopefully he gets a good development trait. Traquan Smith is going to be a second string behind Devontae Smith for the slot position. But anyways, let's move into the third season in the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 6-1, top of the division once again, but we could lose it here to the Cowboys if we lose here, as they are 5-2, and that would push us down. We have a breakout DB here. Is it Hillman? It is going to be Terrell Edmonds. That's breakout safety, not a DB, bud. Oh, it's a part of the secondary. I don't care. It's a safety. It's a little bit different. Scouting national focus. Do I do a receiver here? Do I really need a receiver 3? At the same time, do I really need anything else? No. So sure, I'll just get a receiver that I won't have to pay for the 3rd year and just keep stacking out my team. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. Hassan Reddick, of course I want you back. Please come back for the rest of the rebuild. 4-year deal. He wants to stay. He resigns. Devontae Smith, of course I want you back as well. But the question is, who else is on this board? Because paying receivers is very expensive. Darius Slay doesn't want to be here. That's a big issue. I want Myles Jack back too, so that's also a big issue. What's Myles Jack's request? He doesn't want state income tax. He wants to be warm weather. He wants to be close to home. Okay, so he wants all things that I can't control. Darius Slay, he just doesn't like our scheme. I think you're just going to have to deal with it, bud, because we've won and appeared in 2 Super Bowls because of it. We've won 1 Super Bowl and appeared in 2. Landon Dickerson, I need him back. It's going to keep the overall high. I need him back. I need Josh Sweat as well. He's going to be great for our edge. We don't have any other edge other than Hassan Reddick, who I just signed. Nolan Smith wouldn't be that guy. So I spread out his deal a little bit more. Devontae Smith, yeah, I am just going to have to just pay Devontae Smith. We'll do that. $14 million now. Traquan Smith is not coming back. James Bradbury would not be a bad 1-year rental player, but can I pay Myles Jack? Like, I really want to pay Myles Jack. He's been really, really good for us. Darius Slay, I think, is just going to regress to where I can't have him anymore. And James Bradbury and Darius Slay leaving is the reason why I drafted a DB. I'm just going to have to draft a kicker, and we're going to lose Avonte Maddox too, probably. So the question is, do I maintain Avonte Maddox and James Bradbury for a couple more years, solid years? Because I'm not getting Darius Slay back for sure with the money that I have. Do I maintain the 2 DBs that I have for a couple years, or do I just hold on to Myles Jack? I think I kind of want to just hold on to Myles Jack here. I think I'm just going to offer him this. I really want Myles Jack back, and he doesn't want to be here. That's very unfortunate. I don't have the money for James. Okay, we'll see at the end of the year. We'll see what happens, but I don't know why Myles Jack wouldn't want to be on a Super Bowl winning team. Let's see if we can beat the Cowboys, and let's see if Terrell Edmunds does get Superstar Dev. I highly doubt he gets Superstar Dev, but let's see what we got. We beat the Cowboys, so we maintain our division, which is huge, and Terrell Edmunds had a pretty quiet game out there. Yeah, getting Superstar Dev is a pretty hard task. So anyways, let's see if we can move in to the 3rd year of the playoffs. Here we are, 16-1, top of the division. Almost accidentally made a 17-0 team. I was about to do a 17-0 rebuild too, but Jalen Hurts might change my opinion on that, dude. I could just have one here as he gets back-to-back league MVPs, 2nd best offense in the NFL. Ever since you guys get Myles Jack, your team, crazy, man. 5,300 yards, 37 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, doing really good on improving the interceptions. 114 pass ratings, great. DeAndre Swift with 20 rushing touchdowns, 4.3 per carry, 1,200 yards. He deserves Superstar Dev. That's a good year. That's a great year. Receiving wise, A.J. Brown continues to be amazing. Almost 1,700 yards, 13 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, 10 touchdowns, 1,300 yards, 104 receptions. That deserves Superstar Dev. Traquan Smith doing a very good job as a receiver 3. Better job than Quez Watkins, 6 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. I mean, Quez Watkins almost had 1,000 yards every year, and he had a pretty good amount of touchdowns. Dallas Goedert still being pretty solid for a tight end. Myles Jack, 130 tackles, still doing amazing. Tackles for loss, 21 for Hassan Reddick, sacks, 24 for Hassan Reddick. He's going to get X Factor. Josh Sweat with 12 sacks, Jalen Carter with 12 sacks, as they're both doing amazing as well. Interceptions, 5 for Darius Slay. Safeties on team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Darius Slay. I'm going to give Josh Sweat Superstar Dev too, because he also had 16 tackles for a loss, 12 sacks, and he's been very consistent with us. So who are going to be playing in the divisional round, 16-1. Imagine it's the Niners, the Bills. It's going to be the Lions. 9-8 Lions. They're an 84 overall. We're a 91 overall. 7 overalls higher than them. Did I do that math wrong? No, I did that math right. 49-13, humiliating them. I'm not even going to play in this conference championship game. We've already won 2 back-to-back. Can we win a 3rd in a row? Don't want to be cocky about it, but I guess I was too cocky. 35-16, we lose, as they're going to be playing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. We could have had revenge on the Chiefs, but I guess we're going to lose to the 85 overall Packers, who were 6 overalls higher than, and we're going to move into the offseason. And the Chiefs blow out the Packers in the Super Bowl. It should have been us there. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts wins the league MVP. Nick Sirianni, no surprise, wins another Coach of the Year. And no other players here get an award, but the team upgrades are definitely going to go crazy here because we had a crazy year. DeAndre Swift, 20 touchdowns, and you're not going to give him, he's 5'8". Damn, I'm taller than this dude. I'm 5'11". Come on. Anyways, come on, 20 touchdowns, 4.3 per carry, not even 300 attempts. He's got to get Superstar for that. Devontae Smith has been good for us, but he finally had over 100 receptions, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. Come on, dude. He's been consistent for us, and he just had double-digit touchdowns, over 100 receptions. It deserves Superstar Dev. Traquan Smith had a pretty good year, too. I don't know if it's going to be Star Dev because 1,000 yards. We're not even going to have him after this year, so don't even accuse me of cheating. He had 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's definitely nothing that's definitely not worth normal dev. He deserves star dev. It's not superstar for sure, but it's definitely star dev. 1,000 yards. Come on. I'm going to give him that even though he's not going to be on our team next year. I'm just paying him respects. Gallagher has star dev. That's fine. Defensively, Hassan Reddick gets X Factor. Josh Sweat. Again, if you want to say that I'm cheating, you can. I don't care. Look at this. Look at this. He's consistently produced double-digit sacks for us for the past 3 years and double-digit tackles for a loss. There's no reason why he shouldn't get a superstar dev here. The dude's been very, very consistent for us. Very, very good. Also, our left outside linebacker, Goodwin, has star dev, so I guess that was good to keep him there. Goodwin gets star dev. But, anything else? I don't think it should be X Factor for Josh Sweat. He's been good for us, but not, like, stupid for us. Very consistent, though. Goodwin, star dev, as I mentioned before. Zach Cunningham's been very consistent. How old is Zach Cunningham? Is he in his 30s? Yeah, he's 30 now. I thought he was a lot older. I thought he was going to be like 32 or something. Defensively, anyone else? It would have been nice to get Edmonds, star dev. Now, here's the problem. I'm going to lose Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox, and James Bradbury. I'm losing all 3 DBs, and I'll just have Hillman. So the question is, do I re-sign Myles Jack, who's been crazy good for us? Not like stupid, but like he's put up over 100 tackles, 110 at least every year. He just put us up 130 and has really done very good for this defense. Or do I try to maintain Avonte Maddox and James Bradbury? I know I'm losing Darius Slay. I know that for a fact. I really want Myles Jack back. I'm going to lose all 3 of my DBs, and I might just have to really stick to trying drafting DB, just get a whole new DB core, which might suck, but I think that's what I might want to do. So let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, Fletcher Cox finally retires. Tyron Smith also retires as well. I'm sure he retired on IR. But let's see what we got for the players ready to negotiate, as we are going to have Darius Slay. Can't bring him back. I want Myles Jack back. Tre'Quan Smith doesn't even want to be here. I don't know why. Yeah, again, it's just debating whether or not to maintain these 2. I think I am just going to choose Myles Jack. He's been so good for us. If he accepts this, then I'll take him. And he wants to hit free agency. We still have 24 minutes. That might be the best for us because we're going into the 4th and final year. James Bradbury, re-sign him. This might actually work out. Hold up. I could maintain almost all of these guys. 2 more years for Avonte Maddox. That's fine. Then we're going to tag Myles Jack here. Yeah, that worked. Okay. We're going to lose Darius Slay. He's dropped down to an 85, so it's not a huge loss, but he's still an X factor. I need to draft a receiver, draft a DB. Losing Kenneth Gainwell might suck a little bit. I should have negotiated with Zach Cunningham before I tagged. And I need a middle linebacker. Okay. Dean, honestly, isn't a bad middle linebacker either, so he'll be fine there. I don't have any money, so let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up wide receiver Jacoby Flowers because, to be frank with you, the DB class here sucks. 99 speed, 98 acceleration at 6'1" as well, almost 200 pounds. Hidden dev, a deep route, so he can actually route run, unlike John Ross. B spec catch. He looks crazy, and I don't have to pay him. In the second round, I'm picking up DB Brian Burnett, 93 speed, 89 acceleration, 5'10" out of Iowa State. 180, B zone coverage, B press, another F stamina DB, but hey, he's going to fill a role that we desperately need. Well, not desperately. I mean, I guess the other guys are aging, but this is going to be the final year, so he's a good pickup in the second round. Here we are after the draft. Flowers is a 78 overall starting off. He looks honestly stupid. I'm going to check his development. If you guys, I don't care if it's cheating. It's the final year. Why not, dude? Why not just look at it? Star dev only. He still looks stupid. 99 speed, 98 acceleration. Super fun player to play with, probably. He's going to definitely be in the slot. Burnett, I'm going to move to second string DB here for the slot because it's the final year, so we want the best overall team, really. Defensively, Hassan Reddick. Burnett's a 74 overall. Honestly, we maintained it very well for this final year, but Myles Jack would definitely leave after this year. But this is the 4th and final season. We have made it to 3 conference championships, won 2 of them, then won 1 Super Bowl, 3-2-1 type of deal. But 4th and final season, let's see if we can make the playoffs. Definitely will. Here we are in the playoffs. This time 12-5 gets us a first round bye. 13-4 at one point didn't because the Niners were 15-2, but I guess NFC is a little bit weaker this year. We get a first round bye, 96 overall offense. I don't think Madden knows how to do math. 96 plus 92, then divide by 2 is not a 92 overall. I'm going to keep it a buck with you, Madden. I don't think you know what you're doing. But let's see what we got for the stats and awards here. For the stats and awards, Jalen Hurts, 3-time MVP. 3-time MVP. Okay. In his first year, he was second in MVP behind Patrick Mahomes, 4th best offense in the NFL, 16th best defense. It's honestly just Jalen Hurts taking over the video. 54 touchdowns, 8 interceptions is crazy. And 5,100 yards, 67% completion percentage. Rushing wise, DeAndre Swift still having great years with us, almost 1,200 yards, 4.1 per carry, 13 touchdowns. AJ Brown, dude, always having over 100 receptions, almost 1,700 yards almost every year. 15 touchdowns for AJ Brown, 13 for Devontae Smith, 14 for the rookie Jacoby Flowers with 1,000 yards. Devontae Smith with 1,200 yards as well is great. The rookie Flowers, 14 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. That's crazy. Myles Jack, 156 tackles is amazing. Tackles for a loss, 19 for Jalen Carter, but only 3.5 sacks. Hassan Reddick, 24 sacks. Crazy again. Josh Sweat, 12.5 sacks. Yeah, it looks like, I guess, Jalen Carter wasn't the rush defensive tackle. Interceptions, 5 for Avonte Maddox. Glad we re-signed him. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, 0. I'm not going to hop into any of these games unless we make it to the Super Bowl. We've already won the Super Bowl. I don't really care past this point. It's the final year anyways. Myles Jack should get an X Factor after this season, well, at least in the Super Bowl. And the problem I have here, yes, we're 10 overalls higher than the Rams, but I've lost the Rams whenever they've been like a 78 overall. Like, Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp are dummy in simulation. They are so stupid, bro. But okay, we win 28-7 here to face the Packers. Can we get the revenge on them in the conference championship to go back to another Super Bowl here? And we do. Here to face the Buffalo Bills for the 3rd time in this video. We're playing the best of 3 with the Buffalo Bills, who are 10-7 again. I believe when we last faced them, they were 10-7. What do we got for the team upgrades? Flowers is a superstar dev. Dude, he's going to be crazy. He looks so good. Anyways, Devontae Smith still superstar. Anyone else? No. Defensively, Myles Jack finally gets X Factor. I was going to give it to him if he didn't get it. 153 tackles is amazing. Avonte Maddox with superstar dev is great. Burnett's star dev. Team was really, I'm surprised how well I was able to maintain this team, honestly. I really am. But let's see. Best of 3 with the Buffalo Bills. We're 1-1 against them in the Super Bowl. Let's see if we can get another Super Bowl win for this video. Here we are against the Buffalo Bills. I think I just stuttered there pretty badly, but who cares? 14-0 start. Defense holding strong and offense going strong as well here. 14-7 here, 21-7, and it is 21-14 at halftime as they made a little bit of a comeback there. Come on, offense. You got to start waking up again and stop punting the ball in your opponent's territory. Real life, the Eagles would go for it. Okay, you're choking again. Jalen Hurts choked. He choked. He choked. How do you choke a 21-7 lead, bro? Second half shutout, bro. It's a second half shutout. What are you doing, Jalen Hurts? I mean, should it really be his fault? 87 pass rating isn't good, but 21 touchdowns to 1 interception. Josh Allen had a better game. He just had a far better game. 4 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. DeAndre Swift with a touchdown, 3.6 per carry isn't the best. 123 yards for AJ Brown with 11 receptions. It's just, our offense didn't show up in the second half. The second half shutout was completely unacceptable. But let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is. Then we're going to end out this video. We appeared in 3 Super Bowls, lost 2 of them to the Bills, won 1 of them to the Bills, and then we appeared in all 4 conference championships in all 4 years. So that's something to look forward to, Eagles fans. Even if you're losing, dude, at least you're a winning team. You're making it in the playoffs with first-round buys almost every year. Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts wins 3 league MVPs in a row. And Hassan Reddick gets Defensive Player of the Year. Jacoby Flowers wins Rookie of the Year. That's a lot to look forward to, Eagles fans. But it looks like Myles Jack really helped this team, honestly, in simulation. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I'm probably going to do a Yannick Ngakoue rebuild with the Bears next. But other than that, guys, let me know which team you want me to do next down in the comments below. Make sure you like and or subscribe. And apart from that, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.